Hello, guys. How are you? So excited that you are here today for our first day of the Blogging Business Challenge. We have over 100 people signed up and joining us today. So I'm going to give everyone just a few minutes to sign on. This is my first time using StreamYard for broadcasting in our group as well as on YouTube. So if you are leaving a comment, make sure that you give StreamYard permission, because I think in order for me to see your name when you comment, I think you need to give them permission. So, and let me know while people are jumping on. I see we got 4 people right now. Let me know where you're from. I'd love to know where you're coming in from today. Again, if you just joined us, you do need to, I believe, give StreamYard permission to be able to post. Just click the thing in the chat. If you don't see it, you can comment below. Just making sure this is coming up live here, making sure we got all our moving pieces going. Okay, so I have someone say hello, and it says Facebook user. So there should be a little thing that says, give you permission to put your name. If not, just post again with your name in the post so I know who I'm talking to. I got a few of those. Hello, not sure who that is. Just give permission and we should be good to go from there. So glad you guys are joining me. All right, so while people are joining on, let me quickly tell you a little bit about me, get into what the day is going to be like so we get everyone on, and then we'll jump into the content. So my name is Maureen. You guys probably know that by now. I'm a wife. I'm a mom of 2 boys who are now 8 and 11. It's crazy. They're growing up so fast. My whole blogging story started with a boy, a big challenge, and a blog. I started blogging back in 2014 when my oldest son, who's 11, was 3 years old, was diagnosed with selective mutism. He didn't speak in certain situations, and it was just a personal hobby blog, just me, kind of journaling about what we were doing. I shared it with a few parents and parenting groups. It started getting some interest, and long story short, I turned my mess into a message over quite a few years and a lot of missteps and failures. Turned it into my mess into a message with digital products and online courses, a best-selling journal on Amazon, and a children's book coming out with Welbeck Publishing in September. It is almost here. I'm super excited about that. And then as I did that, there was a lot of moms and women coming to me saying, how did you do this? I'd love to turn my mess into a message, my passion into a blog. So then I started helping them. Long story short, spiral a few years later, and now I am also have a blogging business doing this, the creative impact, helping new and growing female entrepreneurs build their own profitable blogging businesses. So hello. Okay, I see. Okay, NASA, I see coming in. Hi, I can't see streamer. That's okay. You're coming in good. I got NASA. I got a lot of other people saying hi. We got Florida. We got Ohio. That's awesome. I am from South Jersey, a small town in the suburbs. I actually grew up in this town. Moved away to Pennsylvania for college, lived out there after college for a long time, came back when I got married and had kids. It's such a great place to raise kids. It's one of those towns where you can, the kids walk to school, everyone knows everyone. I am 15 minutes from Philadelphia, right over the bridge, and I'm about an hour to the shore. So love where I live. All right, so let's get into a couple things before we get started. I know your time is precious. So if you're wondering how to get the most out of this week, let me tell you to commit to the week. It's 1 week. You've signed up for this challenge, right? So you want to grow a profitable blogging business. And in order to do that, there are some foundational things you really need to have in place before you can even start thinking about making money with your blog. That's what we are working on this week. I really want to get you set up. So if you are committed to the week, type committed in the chat. Let's get this started. Because I want to let you know, there's going to be a lot of things probably that come up in your week that are going to distract you. Let me tell you a quick funny story. Kind of funny. So this weekend I was going to the shore, spending some time with my parents, and then I was going to work on my blog. They were going to take the kids so I could do this challenge. Long story short, my dad fell. He's fine now, but he ended up needing hip surgery, broke his hip. Everything got changed around. So now my kids are with me. So if they come in, fighting or asking for a snack, it's real life. but I'm committed to you guys. And that's why I wanted to, nothing was going to stop me from coming to you. And that's the type of commitment that I'm hoping you can give this week to helping grow your blog. Okay. Hello. We got so many people coming in from Brooklyn, Florida. Hi, Alex from Indiana. If you're just coming in, I'm using something called StreamYard, and it's not, when you post, a lot of you are coming in just as Facebook users, so I can't see your name. If there should be something to give permission to have your name used. If not, then just type your name in within your comment so I know who's commenting. All right, so let us get started. I have lots of notes because I don't want to miss anything. Again, every day I'm going to be sending you an email around 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, going live around 11 a.m. If you're not getting my emails, make sure they're not going into spam or promotions. And a couple prizes we're going to be doing this week for those of you who are committed. Do the homework, small tasks each and every day. There's I don't want to give you guys like too much homework. It's just to kind of move you forward. If you do all 5 of the homework challenges this week, you will be entered in to win a 1-hour private coaching call with me, which is worth over $200. And we will just sit down and really get into the heart of your business and what you want to do and help you with any questions or tech or whatever you need help with. I will also be I'll also be giving away another prize, which is a blogging review. If you already have your blog set up, I'll go through it. We'll take a look, see what we could change, tweak, make better. If you're just starting your blog, then I can help you with some of the tech and stuff like that in a private session as well. So those are the 2 prizes for the week. All right. Let's get started. We have a good bunch of people on. Another person from Ohio. All right. Committed. I'm seeing lots of people committed. That's amazing. All right, so the secret sauce or ingredient to starting your blog off the right way has nothing to do with your theme or your logo or your color scheme, which a lot of people spend so much time on. It comes down to your blogging niche, so your specific focus. And when I say that, I'm talking about one focus. And this scares a lot of people when I get into this saying, you have to choose one thing, because a lot of us, including myself, we're multi-passionate entrepreneurs, right? You have a lot of different ideas and you want to incorporate them all. If you guys are multi-passionate entrepreneurs, type like MP in the chat. So I know where you're coming from. Are you multi-passionate like me? And is it hard for you to narrow things down? That is actually what I'm going to be asking you to do. And I'm going to explain why this is. So I have been blogging for a long time. I've tried to go broad. I've seen people try to go broad. It doesn't work. And here's why. So a lot of people think, they have the mindset that when you're first starting out, you want to blog about all the things like maybe parenting and weight loss and nutrition and mental health and making money or saving money, and combine all these things under one umbrella, because you think, okay, well, the more topics I have, the more people I reach. So the greater my traffic will be and the more audience I will have, which is actually the complete opposite of what's going to happen. Oh, I see so many. I'm looking at the chat too. I see so many MPs, lots of multi-passionate entrepreneurs. I'm with you. I hear you. All right. So back to what I was saying. So they either want to do all the things within all different niches on their blog, or they might choose something like a broad niche like parenting, but then want to do breastfeeding and then toddler activities and homeschooling and parenting teens. Like, those are 4 different niches with 4 very different audiences. Okay. So when you do something like this, what actually happens is it confuses your reader, because let's give an example here. When you, like, say a homeschooling mom finds your pin on Pinterest or sees a post you do, and they say, okay, I'm going to click on that. And they go in to read about it. And they think that they're coming into a blog that's all about homeschooling. They're looking to solve their problem, whatever it is. And when they get there, they also see stuff about breastfeeding and toddler activities and maybe parenting teens, or this is just a scenario I'm making up in my head. but they're probably not going to see you as an expert in helping them with their problem. They're going to say, okay, I'll read this article, but they're probably not going to come back to your site for more homeschooling advice because it's not very specific to what they need. And let me say it this way, and I know this may ruffle some feathers, but trust me, I've been in the blogging game a long time. When you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. And let me say that one more time. You might want to write it down just as a reminder for yourself. When you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. So in 2021, a lifestyle blog or just a generic blog like a food blog or a weight loss blog that is not niche down is not going to get you very far if you want it to become a profitable blogging business. If you want it to be a hobby blog, go for it. Like a hobby blog, there are no rules. You get to do what you want to do with it. But if you want to make your blog into something that is going to generate money, you need to be very specific. So you want to be as specific as possible, and you want to speak to, like, you want to have one ideal reader in your mind, like who are we targeting, what demographic, and what pain point are you helping them solve, what specific thing. Now, let me know in the chat, how many of you have a fear of niching down? And let me tell you, this is 100% normal, okay? I dealt with this with both my businesses. Even though I know that I need to niche down, there is still that fear, that scarcity mindset that if I niche down, then I'm not going to reach as many people as I want. Let me know if you have a fear. Just write fear or me. Okay, someone's saying me. I'm not sure who that is. Write your name in the comments too, because it's just coming up as Facebook user. Me, okay, I see hands raised. Okay, I want to help you work through that this week. If you're struggling, I want you to come to me. You can private message me. You can email me. I want to help you work through this because it's really something you're going to need to do for it to be profitable. All right, let me see. Oh, and then if you guys also, if you already have a niche, I'm going to go over some of the homework in a little bit, but if you already have a niche, I want you can post it in the comments and I can give you some feedback on if you need to narrow it down. Okay, me, I don't know what to pick. Okay, we're going to get to that in a second. We're going to get to the I don't know what to pick. I don't want to forget that. So I'm going to write that down because we're going to talk about that. NASA says, I have a fear of niching down. It seems like niche is too small to monetize. And that's the thinking. That's what most people think. But it's actually the opposite because you become kind of that go-to expert for someone. So when someone lands on your blogging site, they are going to know exactly what you offer, and they're either going to say, yes, this is for me, or no, it's not. And it's going to be very clear. And you're going to start attracting those people in. You're actually going to get more people in by getting very specific, because marketing is all about attracting those that are interested in what you have and repelling those that aren't. You actually want to repel people that don't fit, because you have to trust me with this, but as you get into monetizing, this niching down is really key. And we're going to get into that during the week. I don't want to give you guys too much that overwhelms you today. Okay, Resourceful Rose says, Edtech service consulting. I want to create content. Okay. You might have to elaborate on Edtech and service consulting, like Edtech, like education tech. Give me a little more information on that and I'll come back to it. Okay, so don't want to miss anything here. So give me a second. Wrote down my notes. Okay, so once you have a niche narrowed down, you want to create all your content around that topic for your specific person. Now, the person who said, I don't know what to pick, a lot of people get stuck in their head and they just think and think, and they say, okay, I'm just going to wait for it to come to me. Wait till that divine inspiration comes to me. But what you really need to do is kind of narrow it down, pick something and jump in, because clarity comes from taking action. And as you start to work through something, you're going to figure out if that niche is right for you. And a lot of times it takes action, getting your hands dirty, getting in there to see if it's something you want to do. So for example, when I started thecreativeimpact.com, I originally started out as just a blog that was helping people specifically with tech, like the back-end tech of their WordPress website. Thought that's what I was going to do. Women were really struggling with it, and I was just going to do all the tech and the troubleshooting. And then I got in there, I started doing it, and I'm like, this isn't exactly what I want to do. I really missed interacting with the women, helping them start their blog. Didn't really just love being that tech person that they came to. So I kind of pivoted. I had to work through things, but as I took action, I pivoted, and that's completely fine. And I started to form what I now have today, which is helping new and growing female entrepreneurs build a profitable blogging business on WordPress. So I want you to know that clarity comes from taking action. So pick a topic, tweak it from there. You're likely going to pivot, and that is okay. All right. Let's see. All right, let me give you a few examples. Okay, hold on. Let me go to NASA. Sorry, I'm like a squirrel. I'm like all over the place. I got comments, I got my notes. I want to make sure I don't forget anything. Okay, NASA says that her niche is college students struggling with their grades, my niche. But I also want to talk about making money online for college students because I don't want the niche to be too small. Okay, so the niche, there's no such thing as too small of a niche. Let me tell you that. The one thing I do want you to keep in mind, NASA, and we'll get into this as the week goes on, but you need to make sure that there is a profitable need for this niche. So I'm looking at you saying you want to do college students. So you have to keep in mind, if you want to turn this into a profitable blogging business, are college students going to be willing to invest in themselves? Because when I think of me, when I was a college student, I was broke, completely broke. I wasn't working. So you want to make sure that if you want to make your blog profitable, that your audience is willing to invest in themselves. So I love the idea about, I think you were doing some type of organization when we last talked. Maybe the making money online for college students, we'll have to talk about this a little bit, but we can maybe tweak it a little, be like postgraduates or some we'll have to see. We'll have to work on that. Like college students, we have to figure out, do some market research. Are they willing to invest in themselves in college when they don't have a lot of money? We'll talk about this as well, maybe off the challenge. All right, so let me give you a few broad niches and give you examples of how we can really narrow them down so you get a good idea. So I'm going to start with 3 different niches. We'll take weight loss, we'll take parenting, and we'll take travel. So those are 3 really, really broad niches that have hundreds of subcategories under them. So let's take weight loss, and we can say, okay, let's narrow it down to weight loss on a vegan diet. Now that's more niche, but it's not niche enough. Okay. So what demographic are we serving? Are we serving men, women, what age? Because they're going to have different needs. Their bodies are different. They're going to want different things. So let's narrow it down to, let's see, weight loss for women on a vegan diet. So that's even more specific. But we can get even more specific. Then we can say something like weight loss for post-menopausal women on a vegan diet, or weight loss for what's the word I want to say? Like women who just had a baby on a vegan diet, people who, they just had their baby and they want to lose weight on a vegan diet. So can you see a niching down? We're getting really specific on who we're trying to help, because the pain point of someone who's just had a baby that wants to lose weight is going to be different from, say, like a woman in her 50s or 60s that wants to lose weight. And the exercises and everything, it's going to be different. So that's where the niching comes in. And that's where, as we get to further in the week, you're going to see that as you create a digital product or products for your person, they're going to completely complement your ideal reader. And I don't want to give you too much right now, but it's got to gel. Okay. All right. Let's take parenting. So we could say parenting is the broad category. We could do parenting a child with special needs. Okay, hold on. Can we come back to this video if we can sit through the live? Absolutely. Will have a replay. I'll have a replay page that I'll get up and put in the Facebook page so that you can come back. I totally understand people have different schedules and stuff. Totally fine. All right. So back to parenting. So parenting, we'll say parenting a child with special needs. So that's niched down lower, but there are hundreds of thousands of different special needs. So we need to niche down further and say something like parenting a child with autism. And okay, that's great. But a parent whose parenting a child with autism who's like 3 compared to someone who's 16, they're going to have very different needs and pain points they need solved. So then maybe we could say, niche it down to parenting a child, a special needs child, or a preschool, children in preschool with autism. And that way everything gets focused around preschool kids, the schooling, the feeding, like everything would be around that specific age. Okay. And then let's do one more. We'll do traveling. So traveling super broad. Where are we traveling? The world, the states, what country, right? That traveling is just way too broad. So you could do traveling Europe, which is still really broad. So maybe you would say traveling Northern Europe. Okay, that's getting a little more niche. Still need to go further. Traveling, like, how much money do we have? Do we have millions of dollars to throw away on traveling, or are we on a budget? So you might want to say your niche might be traveling Northern Europe on a budget. And then I would go even nicher, I don't know if that's a word, to talk about what demographic, like, are we talking about college students traveling Northern Europe, or families, or people over 60? Because college students and families, they're probably going to have different ideas of what's fun and what to do, right? So we need to get even further. So we could say traveling Northern Europe on a budget for 55 plus, women 55 plus. So just want you to get an idea of where to take this and keep niching down, and kind of niching down until it hurts. It's going to feel a little painful, but I promise you have to trust me that the riches are in the niches. I'm sure you've probably heard that. It's cliche by now, but the more niche you get, the better result you're going to have. Okay. All right. So let me just check my notes. I do not want to forget anything here. So think about who you're speaking to directly. If you want to run a profitable blogging business, you can't speak to everyone. You have to pick a specific demographic, because different people have different interests, different stages of life, want different things. Again, if you speak to everyone, you speak to no one. So, and then once you have this figured out, then we're really going to start talking about your offer. And when I say your offer, I'm not talking about the thing you're selling. I don't want you to get worried about that, thinking, oh my gosh, I just started blogging, or I'm just growing, I don't have a lot of traffic, I'm not ready to sell anything. Totally get that. Blogging is a long game, takes time to build up. But what I'm talking about with an offer is, what transformation are you offering the person that is coming to you? Like, what are you offering them? So I break this down for my students and private clients, where I have them come up with a statement that says, like, I help. And then who are you helping? Like, who is your ideal person? With what? What are you helping them with? So that they can, and then what's the transformation? That is your offer. Now, we're not talking about our paid offer, what we're selling it. This is just what you are offering, what transformation you are offering. So let me give you an example. With my business, you've probably heard me say this several times if you've been following me for a while, but I help new and growing female entrepreneurs build a profitable blogging business on WordPress without the stress, so that they can turn their passions into profits and make a massive impact on the world. So my who is new and growing female entrepreneurs. I'm not dealing with those who have been blogging and doing this and making money for years. And what am I helping them with? I'm helping them build a profitable blogging business. We're not talking about hobby businesses. And I do it on WordPress. I don't teach Wix. I don't teach Squarespace. I don't teach Weebly or any of those other things, so that they can turn their passions into profits and make a massive impact on the world. So with your statement, you should be attracting those that are interested and repelling those that aren't. So people are going to land on my site and be like, oh, she doesn't help with Wix. I'm only interested in Wix. Bye, I'm gone. That's totally fine. You're not going to be able to help everyone, and you shouldn't want to. You're not going to please everyone, okay? The same thing, like if I said, someone came to me and they said they just wanted a hobby business. I said, that's great, but that's not really what I help people with. I help them build a blogging business. So it's very clear. So I want you to come up with a statement like that. And with my parenting business and my other blogging business, I help parents of highly sensitive children accept, appreciate, and understand their kids so that they can help them in a world that overwhelms them. So that's my other business, and that's my statement. So I want you guys to start thinking that way this week. All right. All right. So any questions so far? You guys can post your questions. I know I'm talking a lot and giving you a lot today, but I do want to cover as much as I can in a week. So much knowledge to impart on you. So if you have any questions, put them in the comments as I go along. All right. All right. So let's talk about 3 mistakes that people make when they are choosing a niche. And the first one is choosing a niche just because it's profitable. All right. And I'm not saying any of you are doing this, but I just want you to know that this is a mistake. I've seen students of mine do this, private clients of mine do this, and we always have to backtrack, because if you're a blog, if you're thinking about like blogging about a lucrative niche like personal finance or high tech equipment, because it's very popular, gets lots of hits, lots of traffic, but you don't have an interest in it, you're not going to be able to maintain the work ethic and motivation that you need to really make it successful. Okay. And I don't think most of you are in a niche trying to pursue a niche that's not profitable, or that's just profitable and you don't like it. But I just want to make you aware of that, because with blogging, you need to have consistency. Consistency is really key. And if you don't like what you're doing, like if you are starting a weight loss blog all about cardio exercise and you hate doing that, you are not going to show up for your audience the way that you would if you loved it. So mistake number 1, choosing a niche just because it's profitable. Mistake number 2 is not doing market research before starting. Now, I just did a video on this on my YouTube channel. It's called like my first month blogging, I think. Things that I would do again if I had to start over. So market research, I don't know about you, but I resisted market research for so long. I had no interest in it. I just wanted to dive in and do what I wanted to do. But when you are starting a business, any business, whether it's online, offline, you need to do some market research to see, is there a profitable need for what you're teaching? Is there an audience that is willing to receive this? You want to see if there's competition in the space, and competition is actually a good thing. You really want to make sure that there is some competition within your niche, because if there isn't competition, then it's very likely that there isn't a profitable need for it. Like there's no money to be made. So be wary of that. It's not 100%, but if there aren't other people doing what you're interested in doing, then there might not be money to be made off of it. So check out your competitors, see what they're doing. You're not copying them, but you're getting inspiration from them. Some ways that you can do market research is you want to kind of figure out who your ideal person would be and then try to find them. So if you have any family or friends that fit that ideal person, reach out to them, say, hey, can I schedule a 15-minute Zoom call with you to just kind of pick your brain, see what your biggest struggles are for this niche. Or if you don't have any family or friends in it, go into Facebook groups that are related to your niche and kind of reach out to people, say, hey, put a post, say, hey, this is what I'm doing. Is anyone interested in helping me out? It could be like a 15-minute Zoom call, just to pick your brain a little bit as I do market research. And I know that that can feel a little awkward, but it's so important, because the last thing you want to do is start creating all this content, eventually make products, and then realize months and months down the line that nobody actually wants what you have, which sucks. Okay. We don't want to get you there. Another thing you can do is go into Facebook groups, kind of just be a fly on the wall, see what people are asking, go into Facebook groups that are related to your niche, see what they're asking, see what their pain points are. You can go on Quora or Ask the Public, see what questions people are asking, things like that. If you want some more market research ideas, feel free to reach out to me. I can give you a couple more ideas. Okay, and I don't want to keep you guys too long. I've definitely already gone over the 20 minutes. Let me go over a few more things. All right, and then the last mistake, and we've covered that throughout this live here, is not niching down enough. I know you're going to want to fight it. So many of you are. I fought it. Trust me, trust me, trust me. The riches are in the niches. Niche down, okay? What's people's biggest pain point? What are we going to offer? Come up with that statement. I help who? with what, so that they can, what's your transformation? All right. When someone lands on that page, they should know exactly if you're for them or not. And before we get to the homework today, I want to leave you with 5 profitable broad niche markets that have hundreds of sub niches. So if you're kind of confused as to where to start, some of you already have niches and that's great. But if you're just trying to figure it out, let me tell you the top 5 niches that really see a lot of success, and see if you have any interest in any of these. So the first one is relationships, anything in parenting, dating, marriage, divorce, like that type of area, and then niche down from there. The second is health. So anything in the weight loss, the mental health, the nutrition, the dieting, fitness, overcoming illnesses, diseases, anything within that deals with health, and then niche down. The third is wealth. So think investing, saving for retirement, saving for college, personal finance, how to make money, how to save money, budgeting, stuff like that, okay? The fourth is self-improvement. So anything in the beauty niche, or self-esteem, or confidence, or mindset, and niche down from there. And the fifth one is passion. So anything like art, photography, gardening, hobbies, sports, technology, anything like that. So the top 5 broad niches that you can niche down are health, wealth, relationships, self-improvement, and passions. Okay, they're the 5. All right, so for homework today, I want you to think about, take your passions, your knowledge, your skills, and your life experiences into consideration. What is going to be the main focus of your blog? Number 2, who do you specifically want to serve through your blog? Who is that one person that, well, who's your ideal person? So when you are vlogging, you want to like kind of picture like you're blogging to one person. And who is that person? Like I have a ideal person in my head that like when I'm writing, this is who I'm writing to. And there's tons of that person out there that are coming in to my site. So who you specifically want to serve. And number 3, I want to know why you are committed to this challenge and building a blogging business that will generate profit over time. Like, why is now the time that you want to do this? So there are the 3 questions. You can post them in the Facebook group with the hashtag homework number 1, and I'll be going through them today, giving you feedback throughout the day. If you are not on Facebook, you're watching this on YouTube, you can always go, you can email me them through the email. If you're signed up for the challenge, you'll have my email, or you can private message me and I will get them that way. All right. Does anyone have any more questions before I go over a few of the homeworks that came in already today? Anyone? And if you have questions and you just can't think of them on the live, you can always post in the group, hashtag question, and that way I'll be able to find it, or you can email me or private message me if you'd rather ask me in private, and I will get back to you, because this is your week to pick my brain and get everything from me, okay? All right. I'm not seeing any more questions at this moment, so let me go over a few homeworks that came in today. So my first one came from Alex, and her main focus, and it might change now that if she's seen this live, but her main focus is motherhood and all things involved with being a stay-at-home mom. So that's a great start, but we can't do all things involved with being a stay-at-home mom. We need to narrow it down a little bit. So she said, who do I want to serve? Pregnant or new moms, or stay-at-home parents, or parents on a budget? Okay, so we got 3 different audiences there. Pregnant moms are going to want very different things from new moms or stay-at-home moms. So I'd pick one of those, or parents on a budget. What you might want to do is a blog for stay-at-home moms on a budget, like marry those 2. Stay-at-home moms on a budget would be a great one if that interests you. And we can narrow it down from there. For, I think it was Elizabeth, for her homework, she said from personal experience, she would like to be able to work with others to help with feelings of being stuck, overwhelmed in life, to be able to move forward and be more present and managing what life brings us. Okay, that is a great start. We definitely have to narrow down a lot more from there and get really specific. So what does being stuck or overwhelmed mean to them? Like that could mean something very different from one person to the next. And when you say you want to work with others to help them with these feelings, like what people, women, men, what age, let's get really specific on that. All right. And then we also had Leanne at the time. There might be more now, but at the time of going live, these were the three I saw. She wants to blog about homeschooling. Her blog will be about homeschooling more active and hands-on learners. My audience will be homeschooling moms and dads too, giving tips and how-tos on homeschooling a child with a more creative personality. Okay, that's pretty niche. We might just want to get a little more specific on what you mean by creative personality, so someone knows. Like that could have many different meanings, like who specifically, what type of child are we really helping? What specific homeschool things are we helping with? All right, so those are the three I have today. Once you get your homework up, please post it with the hashtag homework1, and I will definitely give you feedback. Make sure, just know that you gain clarity by taking action and just start moving forward. Take that messy action this week. The more you put into it, the more you will get out, I promise. All right, it has already been 35 minutes. I've gone way over my 20 minutes, but I wanted to really over deliver, help you guys out. Tomorrow, we are getting into content, really diving deep into that. So don't miss tomorrow. Again, any questions, use the hashtag question in the group or email me. All right, guys, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you live tomorrow. All right, bye. You're welcome. Thank you, RC. Thank you. You're welcome. Bye-bye, guys.